Can skincare help hormonal or cystic acne? How to heal acne scars, ingredients you want to avoid, ingredients you should definitely use, and underrated tips that actually work.
At-home microneedling has become popular, but also controversial. Are you for it or against it? And where do you draw the line between helpful and risky?
Okay, welcome to another episode of Biohacking Beauty, the show where we take longevity, bundle it up, like scrunch it to a little ball and just put it in a tube. And that's what you're going to listen to today, I guess.
Okay.
That was horrible.
That was great.
Okay.
That was great. We're rolling.
We're rolling. Okay, anyway, we actually had like a really, really cool big interview, which we couldn't do because Jackson's studio didn't have internet.
Okay, now I want to re-record this intro.
No, we're going to leave it in.
No,
we're doing it live.
Okay, so we had to pivot. And what we're actually going to give you guys today is something you wanted for a really long time, which is Q&A. So we had a poll up on our question box up on our stories.
By the way, Q&A stands for Cutie and Amitai.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, we're your hosts.
Amitai, I wanted to say.
That's me.
Anastasia.
Co-founders of Young Goose.
Biohacking skincare.
Biohacking skincare, longevity skincare, everything skincare. Anyway, we're going to have Q&As today.
Yes, so the most frequently asked questions from you guys, our hot and not so hot takes on anything you wanted our take on. So
the most asked question is like, why is the name Young Goose? But we're going to stop answering it. Okay.
We have that on our page if you want to watch the whole video. But, okay, without further ado, first question, go.
Okay, the topic is acne.
Okay.
Can skincare help hormonal or cystic acne? How to heal acne scars, ingredients you want to avoid, ingredients you should definitely use, and underrated tips that actually work.
Well, I think that's a very big question for this format that we're doing.
Okay, so let's do sound bites. Like what I'll start by saying is Crown Labs, which is a company, they sell a hydrogen peroxide mainly product, had a study, really interesting study. They also got sold, by the way, for like $600 million. So well done to them. The study showed that the main driver of acne is actually the immune system. So how the immune system reacts to P. acne bacteria or to acne-causing bacteria rather than the amount of bacteria on the skin. So you should fix your gut first and your immune system, which they are intertwined, and then everything's going to work better. Maybe that's how we're going to start.
Absolutely. And I think with acne, which is a medical condition, especially cystic acne, it's very common that people find themselves in dermatological offices. And this is really where you should look for integrative dermatologists that is very well versed in gut-skin connection. They will evaluate all of your habits and try to get to the root cause and address the root cause. I will also say that definitely, I think the time has passed a very aggressive and harsh treatment. I think people are a lot more aware that we shouldn't try to dry our skin out and, and have that be the side effect of acne treatment. There are more gentle and more effective treatments today. Also, probably if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll show you some before and afters that we have from our internal kind of case studies and success stories with acne. At Young Goose, we do not specialize with acne, but if you are a Young Goose user and you want to see what helps from our line, it's using the ladder serum and the red light therapy. And that goes back to what Amitai was saying, that you can really strengthen your anti-inflammatory response, and that will, help your treatment, which this will be part of the treatment. You still really need to look at healing your gut. And
but you bring up, maybe we should finish with you so we can move on. But
sure.
But you bring up like a really cool point, where what you are seeing when you're looking at acne is not acne. You're seeing inflammation that is driven by acne. Improving your anti-inflammatory response, lowering inflammation, etc., is a major, major, major driver in acne. And within the peptide realm, there are people who have been getting very good results with two peptides. One is very, very safe, which is KPV. And the other is really not safe, and you should really do it with a professional. It's called LL37. I used LL37. I can tell you, like, it does minimize also, like, good bacteria, for example, in the gut and stuff like that. So you really want to make sure that you're testing around it, that you are working with a professional, but it is very powerful. So
Okay.
that's that, yeah.
So next question. Let's dive into some trending things people are using for skin longevity, and we want to get your take on it. Red light therapy masks. They have become one of the biggest at-home skin longevity trends. Do you personally use one? So
you know that they're saying that the market size is going to double in the next year of red light therapy masks? Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, alarming new piece of information that most of them have very high EMFs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So something is like very interesting to understand. So like when the in my time, when panels were just like being shaped by the demand of people, the people who are buying them I guess like not newbies as far as like wellness. So a lot of the demands that shaped how the manufacturers in China, because there are only really, it's like an oligopoly. There's just a few manufacturers that really like control the entire industry. So the masks that you're buying 99.99% of the time, it's like the same mask from one of these manufacturers. And so they were making decisions off of what customers wanted. And a couple of things that they wanted is low EMFs and no flicker, which is the LEDs kind of flickering, and it's not great for your nervous system. Anyway, right now, the light therapy mask world is controlled by TikTok. I don't know by what, like by people who are really not well versed or not very interested in like the minutia, I guess, of like what's going on there. So, for example, no one cared to check EMFs and see that. I would say that I saw Therasage checking their EMFs, and there was low EMF. So shout out to Therasage and their light mask. But in general, masks. And I think you have a good explanation recently on Instagram that we posted, right?
Yes. I mean, I think when you're about to invest into red light therapy mask, you're better off opting for a panel that's comes from the power that is emitted by the panel. It's just much more powerful, and you are able to get the clinical dose that is attributed to red light therapy through that. It's rare that you can get it through the mask device. They usually are not that powerful. And what the red light therapy masks provide as their specifications are usually just the red light like wavelength. And yes, sure, that can be accurate, but then again, another big part of the equation is the power. And then also, in the end of the day, the red light therapy mask will be only for your face. If you already invested in the panel, you can use it all over the body. If you pull the muscle, it can help. If you're experiencing pain somewhere, it can help. So I just think it's a better investment, and you'll get better results. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. Another question that was around that are devices that you move on your face. There are anything from the Solan, I think it's called, like it's a little like shaving blade looking thing, all the way to the Lima laser. So obviously, like smaller devices, once you move something on the face that's red light therapy oriented, like in the field of red light therapy, laser, whatever, you're really getting very low stimulation per the area that you're moving. So for the most part, does nothing. I would say that there is a video of one of the founders of Lima Laser saying some interesting things, but some things that are super incorrect. So I was like, okay, let me Google that. And I would say, like, positive thing about Lima, the power is there. Like, what's cool about red light therapy devices, they go through a process called 510K. So you can look at what they interact with the FDA. Like, you could kind of have like a transcript of what it is and the real data that they provided to the FDA. So they have two lasers. They have like the basic one that they used to have, and now they have a pro one. The basic one has around like over 60 milliwatts per centimeter squared, which is similar to the lower end spectrum of panels, like maybe like a light stem panel is going to have that amount. Mito Red, for example, has 90. That's number one. But their Pro is crazy. It's like 230 milliwatts per centimeter square, which is...
And that's still a device that you move?
Yeah, it's a device. And for that device, I would move it. Like, that device is so much energy. It's enough energy to provide some stimulation to the mitochondria while you move it. I think for the price and what you're getting, it's suboptimal. Like, it's so expensive. And again, in red light, there is a Goldilocks zone, which that Goldilocks zone doesn't move. That's the video she was talking about, that technology and stuff like that. No, it's super simple. You just need that amount of energy to deliver to your skin. No need for anything special. And within those parameters, it's just not a good value for money. But in general, actually pretty impressive. Like, when I looked at the data, I was surprised. Okay.
Got it.
So some credit to them. I just think that it's like, even, sometimes I want to get like the best thing and I look for the most expensive thing. Like, now we looked at Airbnb in New York, because we're going to have an event at Equinox. And I was like, I want to get the best Airbnb. But sometimes it's just like the shittiest apartment someone decided they want to charge $10K for no reason. It was a shitty apartment, and there's one for like $3K. It's for a long time, so don't mind the numbers. Much better, like or you're gonna get the same thing, right?
Okay, I will also be candid with our listeners, because part of the question was like if we use it and what we have at home, and I will say that the two number one used red light therapy devices at our home would be Mito Red panel. I use it a lot in my videos. People always ask who is it by, so I always shout them out. And another one is Chroma. And that's also going to be Chroma. They recently made the red light skin specific panel. It's very interesting. I use it in my facials. I will also record I have a facialist come at home, does a facial with our products, and it's part of the protocol. So I'll share that as well on Instagram in the future. But these are the two. We haven't tried Lima personally, so we don't have a personal experience with that.
We can see the specs.
But I know. But that's our overview of like the trending products, and we do get asked a lot about Lima and
shout out to obviously to Ladder, which would improve the results of red light therapy.
I mean, if you already have any of the things we said that are not powerful enough, and you're not ready to make a different investment, what could give you a leg up is using Ladder, which is a serum that we make, and it's specifically it has enzymes that are activated by the red light, and they basically go in and repair DNA and help you alleviate existing photo damage and prevent the one that's like not on the surface of the skin yet, but would come out years later if you can get ahead of the game. And for people that already have been using red light therapy at home and then incorporate Ladder, they can see the results. Like the skin, all the signs of aging get minimized. The lines are less deep. There's a very prominent glow to the skin. The skin gets tighter. So,
if you know, you know, as they say.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next question. At-home microneedling has become popular, but also controversial. Are you for it or against it? And where do you draw the line between helpful and risky?
First of all, I get it done professionally. You do it at home. But I will play devil's advocate here, or I would just say something. What is the difference between a professional doing it to you doing it at home? aside from regulation, like the devices that you can buy for office, they penetrate deeper.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that you need to necessarily like have them penetrate deeper to cause to create stimulation. And it doesn't mean you can't buy the professional ones online. Okay, like let's just say that. Having said that, the proficiency to do it comes with work. Like you can now learn online, take courses, whatever, how to microneedle yourself at home, and you'll be pretty good at it. Okay. So when you see professionals that are sometimes biased for whatever reason saying, oh, the ones, don't do it at home because whatever, it either is dangerous, doesn't work, anything in between, right? You need to decide if it doesn't work or it's dangerous. I think there is a middle ground there. I think if you do it cautiously, if you know what you're doing, I think it's great, especially if your main agenda is to create smaller channels and to have product absorb better. I think I don't think there's much argument.
Yes. So I think as long as you did your homework and you chose either the microneedling pen or the roller that is like medical grade, ideally, this is individual needles and not like discs. Does not drag on the skin. You learned, as Amtai mentioned, how to do it, how to properly use it on your face, which direction. You're, of course, really mindful of it being sanitary. You don't use it more than like the head or
you sanitize it, alcohol, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you don't use the same one more than 10 times. Like there are certain rules that you need to follow because the biggest downside that I see of doing it at home is when people get a really bad skin barrier damage or contamination and breakouts, which can still happen at the professional office, but is less likely because people are more mindful there of this. And I think you summarize it very well. I'm somebody who doesn't do it professionally in office because I do not want to use a numbing cream, which is necessary if you want it to penetrate at the depth that is the most proven to give you the most potent anti-aging effects. So I opt for maybe using it at home more frequently and just for the microchannels. But also I do not have, luckily, any major things to fix. Like I don't have deep lines, I don't have acne scars. If I did, I think I would have pivoted to maybe, professional and maybe I would have done it professionally, still trying to maybe not go over 0.5, just not to use the numbing cream. Maybe I would have used the numbing cream. I don't know. I'm not in those shoes. But this is some of the reasoning that I think is important to keep in mind.
I think, first of all, there are different numbing creams, but I think if you're doing it once, you're supporting your detoxification, pathways, you're doing it once, I don't see an issue using a numbing cream. That's the truth. But
Yeah, you're also not a breastfeeding woman, so,
Not yet. Anyway.
I'm just saying that since 2023, I was either pregnant or breastfeeding. There's always limitation of what I put on my body and in my body. And men can be a little bit more frivolous. And maybe that leads to the next question.
Do men need different skincare than women? How men don't need men's... Oh, okay. I guess these are the show notes. How men... Spoiler alert. Okay. So do...
You asked the question, answer?
But let me preface the question. There is a crazy rise in men's skincare. It's one of the hottest growing subsections. And it's being sold as things that, things that are specifically for men. Is there any substance to it? Do men have ingredients or types of skincare that are more beneficial for men than they are for women?
No. So majorly it's marketing.
Yeah.
The only claim that they're kind of like hold on to is that men have like 25% thicker skin and
I think we say it. I don't think anyone said it. I think they're just like, oh, they do?
No. That's like, you mentioned that there is a rise in men's skincare, but this is at the same time, like, I don't know, Hims is like 8 years old or something, like it's been there has been male-oriented skincare for quite some time. And these are some of the claims they hold on to. And they're also trying to be like, we are performance skincare. I don't know, like you can do your men activities and we'll protect your men's skin.
You can cut wood, wear flannel wear flannel shirts, and
you can sweat through
shoot
our
your
skincare.
guns with.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, we still have the same skin aging pathways, and like our skin, female skin and male skin, undergoes the same cascade on the cellular level. Amita's favorite expression. And so they're, both men and women will be losing NAD+ as they age. They will be losing spermidine. They will need support for their mitochondria. And all of that stays universal. And there is no evidence that men need higher concentration of whatever those ingredients. And also there's no evidence that those skincare companies that market their products as men do anything different from a run-of-the-mill regular unisex formulation. It's all marketing, it's all branding, it's all colors, scents, and of course spokespeople. So as there is a rise of looks maxing and there is a rise of male celebrities that look young for their age, and they can be like athletes, they can be actors, whoever they are. So it's obvious that people look up to them, and then it's very good financial opportunity to launch a skincare and to be like, hey, this guy.
And that's why we're launching our men's skincare.
Yeah, this guy.
The same stuff in a darker bottle.
Yeah, like whoever made it to their 60s and they look good. Obviously, especially when it comes to athletes, it's no brainer. They have actually been talked about, I don't know, doing hyperbarics and doing their blood work regularly.
Even sprints are going to make your skin look better. I'm not kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're raising two good points. Like the two things that you said.
Only two?
No, within those, there are two things that have really shaped like men's self-care products for a while, which is darker containers, darker bottles, and scents that are associated more with scents that men like. And for a very long time, that's what it was. And 2-in-1s or 3-in-1s, right?
Yeah, like it's your shampoo and it's your shower gel and it's your face wash.
Yeah, and you can also grease the joints on the door with it. And that's what men's, WD-40, like, but like that's what men's self-care was for, right? So the thing is that I would even say there is less that men's skincare is anti-nuance. Like if you wanted to make a case for men's skincare, especially as decades go on, is like men actually don't need the nuance that women need on a larger arc. Meaning, if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, your skin might react worse to stimulatory ingredients like vitamin A's, like retinoids, for example. So you won't be able to use your tretinoin that you've been using since you're fill in the blank, right? Suddenly you can't use it. You need to downgrade or something. Estrogen replenishment creams, even though I don't think they're for every woman, are also something that obviously men won't. There's no reason for them to use on a large scale. So I think as time goes on, men's skincare it would be basically like, hey, how can I have a minimal routine and have a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-in-1, whatever. And that's going to be the real solution for men. Even for me, that I don't want to use 100 products, like I need to find the heaviest hitters. or structure my skincare use around my routine.
Mm-hmm.
And the other point that you've mentioned that is important, especially if we want to understand the lay of the land and where it's going, is performance skincare. I think performance skincare is here to stay. Whether it's different sunscreens and their different, interactions with the environment, different applications, etc. Whether it is products that are preventing any type of like environmental damage, like wind or something like that, or better occlusives. And I think the reduction of complexity. But in general, again, like it's actually the women's skincare that should be differentiated rather than men's skincare. Any skincare is men's skincare. Not every skincare is. Actually, no, because I said the estrogen thing, but 99% of skincare is men's skincare, and women's skincare is way more bio-individual.
Yeah, but also estrogen replenishment creams for the face, they're not part of your usual skincare company lineup. It's usually,
yes.
like it's not like they would come get to the site of our skincare brand or fill in the blank other trending skincare companies, and suddenly they by mistake ordered an estrogen cream. This will be it will be a product that most likely a menopause midlife expert puts out, and it's like part of the supplement stack that they recommend and HRT support. So
shout out to Inner Balance. Pretty good product.
Okay. You want to ask the question that you wanted to ask before I pressured you to ask this question?
Yeah. And that's probably going to be our last one, I think.
So then we need to read a review first.
Review!
Yes, guys. Okay. So every week, I haven't been here for a little bit because I didn't feel well. So I don't know. I don't know if I was doing it, but we read a listener review to reward you for the time that you took out of your day to leave a review. And reward your reviews with products.
If we read your review, DM us on Instagram or send an email to service@younggoose.com and you will get a free product.
Okay, so Biohacking Beauty, listen and learn. Biohacking Beauty is my favorite podcast, favorite in all caps. Once a week, it's not enough for me, so I re-listen and I love it if they send out bonus episodes. Hint, hint. Amitai said in the podcast way back that there is not one magic potion or action, my paraphrase. He said it's like a symphony. That just made sense. My daily actions now, after almost 2 years of listening, reflect a lot of what I have learned. I'm faithful to their skincare line and appreciate the science with their helpful protocols that give me the action steps. Thank you, Amitai and Anastasia. I'm grateful. Life gets bumpy along the way, but I'm staying the course of the magic potion. So it's by Carol Larson. Thank you so much, Carol. It's such a beautiful review. And we'll send you our newest care with creatine and methylene blue. I hope you didn't try it yourself yet. And if you did, you'll have a restock.
Yes.
So, yes, please DM us on Instagram or contact service@younggoose.com. Say we read your review and it's in the mail very soon.
Okay. You ready for question number 2 that I had, but now it's number 3 on my side?
Sure.
Okay. Peptide everything. Lip balms, serums, and why peptides are taking over. Notes are everything and everyone is claiming anti-aging peptides in their skincare and beauty products. How do we know that their claims are legit? What peptides should we actually be looking for? How else can we know if the peptides are legit or not?
Yeah, so it's definitely a very loaded question. And I will start by saying that if you want to educate yourselves on peptides, we have 3-part episodes with Natalie Needham. And we have the beginner kind of conversation where we talk about what is peptides and just like very easy to digest information. And then part 2 and part 3 are deeper dives where we outline skin-specific peptides. So
and then we have one on the danger of peptides, which is called What is Peptides? Baby, Don't Hurt Me. Oh, got it? Okay. No, there's no such episode.
But though I hope that those episodes can be of resource to you guys if you really want to understand the topic deeply. Now, on a more superficial level, yes, peptides are everywhere. So much so that if you talk about them on Instagram, you can get flagged and banned. And actually, Nat Needham, who is a very renowned peptide expert, lost her account with, I don't remember, close to 100,000 followers because they banned talking about peptides. Because it is overwhelming. It can be very misleading. Not in her case, but, I don't know. There is some conspiracy going on here between Meta and the peptide and pharma. I don't know. But you can still talk. There is still free speech, and we can talk about it in this podcast. Maybe not post this clip on socials. So can you realistically protect yourself and understand if the company that put peptides in the name of their product gave you the clinical dose, the best, cleanest sourcing, pharmaceutical grade ingredient? Unfortunately, no.
No,
Unless
that's what we talked about off air. We can't actually give you a good answer to that. Like there is no way to know if so every peptide, the amounts of peptide they put there are smaller than, whatever you're going to see if they're going to claim like 1%, 2%, 3%. Even if we talk about like copper peptide, these are actually two different, like, the GHK and the copper. So when I talk about copper peptide, I'm already doing a mishmash, and some of them are not going to stay together, right? So that's number one. But in general, most of the things like matrixyl 3000, whatever, these are complexes. So a lot of that complex is actually like water and glycerin and stuff like that. So it's so convoluted. It's so difficult to be able to tell you, first of all, is this peptide even effective? 99% of the time. It's a mechanistic study that's available. So there's no study in humans. It's by the company that makes it. And there are many mechanistic studies on things that proved, like 99% of drugs don't actually come to market because they proved mechanism, but when they tried to affect human beings, they failed. So no, there are very few peptides that you can reliably incorporate. The amount of work that we're doing to actually see like differences in skin, and we keep doing, we find like new ways to test it. It's so difficult even for us to trust the manufacturers, right? Like even 99% of what we're receiving as peptides, when we look at if they even absorb into the skin, which is pretty simple test that no manufacturer actually provides, they fail. So, yeah.
I think it comes down to you just trusting the brand and having your experience with the brand. Don't react to shiny objects. Just really dig deep into the brand's kind of stance. Look at their history. How long have they been on the market? What are their other formulations? And understand that if it was aloe vera based skincare all along for 10 years, and suddenly it's still all organic and natural, but there is also peptides there. It could be that they're just using the buzzword, and you're not going to get, 3% GHKCU that is cleanly sourced, is not from China, and will get you those results that you're hoping for based on everything you know about peptides. And conversely, if it's a medical grade skincare and all of their kind of time, they have labs and they've been developing products that are kind of like in the same mindset, and they have clinical studies and yada, 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 they're more likely that they will uphold their reputation. They know that their clientele will expect the best from them. So there is more likely that their peptide will be of higher concentration and a better quality.
Yeah. Less contaminants.
Yeah.
In general, the truth is there's no way we can give you like a short answer to like, here's the litmus test for you for you to do. And most peptides, by the way, if you hear about a new peptide, a question that should be asked is even stability in room temperature. Like the peptides that I inject to myself, they are in the fridge for a reason, right? So also for sterility, but they're also in the fridge for a reason because they degrade. BPC 157, for example, it doesn't only degrade. Even if you shake the bottle, even if you move it rapidly, you're breaking that peptide. So, just as an example, it's a wild west as far as peptides are concerned, and I think it's a super buzzy word, and I wouldn't buy a product because it has a peptide. That's period. I wouldn't go after products just because they have peptides in them. And every doctor that you see on TV, on Instagram, that has this when they do blah blah product 9. Why? Because it has peptides. All of that, just like it's the lowest. This to me just immediately I have the ick factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we hope you enjoy this format. It has been a very much requested format. Please let us know if you enjoyed this format, and we'll bring you more Q&As, and we'll put another question box up for some of your questions.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.